Unlike many other sovereign states in Europe, the monarchy in Britain has seldom enjoyed such esteem as it does today. The monarchy brings a touch of magic and mystery into the lives of the British people, giving them a sense of identity and national pride. During the 4 years of World War I, King George paid literally hundreds of visits to the troops on the Western Front. Yet many voices at home still express doubts about him because of the royal family's various German origins. By the middle of the war, many Britons bore a hatred of all things German, even against people with German names. And the British royal family, as descendants of the Hanover line, possess those in abundance. Battenberg, Hesse, Teck, and the Victorian dynasty itself of Saxe-Coburg-Gotha. In those circumstances, the idea was floated for a change of name for the British royal family. A member of the Lords suggested Windsor. Its strong ancient castle was well known to the people and stood in their minds for the history and traditions of Britain. The Privy Council held a meeting in 1917, and it was agreed to renounce all German titles and adopt a new one for the British monarchy. The House of Windsor was born.
Ring out bells for the royal bridegroom. As Prince George, to use the name by which he is most familiar, arrives in Parliament Square, he acknowledges happily the cheers of his enthusiastic countrymen.
Unquestionably, the biggest royal event of 1935, indeed, of George's reign since his coronation, was the occasion of the Silver Jubilee.
All the more sincere because it is so rare, national exaltation breaks all bonds in expressing that veneration which the British people feel for their king and queen. The glorious weather...
Even at the age of 69, the king had seemed at a peak of fitness at his jubilee. The more sudden and unexpected was the news of his death just a few months later. It was totally unaware that a tremendous drama was being played on stage. Late in the year, the news broke that was to stagger the nation as a new name suddenly hit the headlines: Mrs. Wallis Simpson. The British people knew nothing of her at all, and yet here was their king announcing his intention to marry her. The news had been kept well hidden from his subjects. To the establishment, it was totally unacceptable, since the lady was divorced.
At the end of the service, the procession of the bride and bridegroom was formed. Their Royal Highness's pages were Prince Michael of Kent and Prince William of Gloucester. Princess Margaret and Princess Alexandra of Kent headed the bridesmaids.
Within a year of the wedding, the palace made yet another announcement. There was to be a royal baby. Their first child, Charles, was born on the 14th of November, 1948. The nation now had a direct heir to the throne in Prince Charles.
Will you solemnly promise and swear to govern the peoples of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, the Union of South Africa, Pakistan, and Ceylon?
The coronet for sovereignty.
The wedding of the decade, Princess Anne and Captain Mark Phillips. Afterwards, the baby, baptized William, Arthur, Philip, Louis, made his first official appearance before the cameras, along with the rest of the royal family and his 6 godparents.
Since her reign began, Queen Elizabeth has not been tempted to bow to pressure from any quarter. She never lets the camera into her private life, and in our see-through society never performs for the camera. She doesn't perceive that as her role, and to show emotions on formal occasions would be to detract from the solemnity of her office.
And now abideth faith, hope, love, these three. But the greatest of these is love.
By 2001, William had enrolled under the name William Wales at the University of St Andrews in Scotland. News of this caused the number of applications to St Andrews to swell, mostly from young women who wanted an opportunity to meet the Prince. It was here in this university that William was to meet his future wife, Kate Middleton. Since their relationship began, Middleton has received widespread media attention, and there was much speculation that they would eventually marry.
But I took her up somewhere nice in Kenya and proposed.
Queen Elizabeth can look back with pride on a job well done. Now, well past retirement age, she has a successor in Prince Charles, already well trained in the role, and a second heir in William, waiting in the wings to carry on the tradition. Today, those who prefer a monarchy to a republic still expect more than a touch of the mystique. Yet they want their monarchy to share their everyday concerns and experiences, almost irreconcilable extremes. Yet that is the challenge for the monarchy and for the nation. Only time will tell how successfully that challenge has been met.